So for that, we'll do again a short time travel. Let's do hyperspace over here, and let's see what are the global cybersecurity pain points that we're facing in 2022. No more past. Now in 2022, guys, coming from Info Security Magazine, they're saying that they queried how many internet-facing accounts were breached, and the answer to that is almost 110 million accounts were breached in Q3. We had a 70% quarter-over-quarter increase in this. Then we also have a question about the average ransom demand for an SMB. It's almost $1 million. But if we look at the largest demand from a large firm, actually an average, right? We have $2.2 million. Even if ransomware has declined as an attack with about 20% this year versus last year, we also have a lot of ransomware gangs emerging or re-emerging. So I could track about 5. Black Basta, which is the most dangerous one, Onyx, Mindware, Bloody, and last but not least, re-emerging, somebody that we all fear, Revel. Now, since we want to talk about Black Basta, how many organizations do you guys think were breached by Black Basta? And Black Basta has appeared since April 2022. So how many organizations do you guys think that they breached? Use the chat while I take again a sip out of my pink coffee here. And by the way, guys, we have another few questions in the chat. I will take them in the Q&A section. We're gonna spend 5 more minutes after the time to do the Q&A section. Okay, we have Dusan saying 5 million. Then we have 10,000, 100,000. Okay, guys, if it would have been this much, I believe that everybody would be in major panic right now. Luckily, it was about 90. But again, we're in 2022 when people have a lot of security in place. Even with that security in place, 90 major organizations have been breached by Black Basta. So that's actually a bit dangerous. And of course, we will not go only with doom and gloom. Ransomware attacks have decreased, guys. So, and what's the reason they decreased? Unified cybersecurity, encryption protection tools, PAM with applying the least privilege type of approach. So a lot of secure organizations have heavily secured against this. Then we also have a graph coming from IBM Security and the Ponemon Institute showing us how much breach costs have risen since last year. We have the biggest countries, United States, Middle East, and Canada. They have an increase in breach cost, but as promised, we're not only doom and gloom. If we look at some smaller countries like smaller targeted countries like Japan, South Korea, Scandinavia area, Turkey, they also have decreased at the same time. And why? Because companies are more and more difficult to get breached due to the security that they leverage. Then we also have a few details about the latest threatscape. Over 300,000 websites are hacked daily. 64% of organizations worldwide have reported attacks. 22 billion breach records have been breached in 2021. Ransomware grew last year, decreased this year. A web attack takes place every 39 seconds, and about 300,000 pieces of malware are being discovered on a daily basis. So guys, looking at the threatscape and what everybody out there wants you to know, this is what basically they're describing, right? So we're looking at the world, and based on what they're saying, the world is turning red, right? They're attacking, everything is turning to dust. But I actually want to tell you that this is not 100% true. So if you use these 4 pillars to achieve cyber resilience, if you have tools to manage and protect, identify and detect, and respond, recover, govern, and assure, you will be able to be cyber resilient. And that is actually what's important here. Now, what I wanted to tell you is that if you go for any type of unified endpoint security, this will help you a lot And I'm sure that a lot of you out there and a lot of people that will watch this webinar recording are thinking about all these categories and are counting how many products do you have in each of these categories. Some enterprise organizations have even 75 products covering these 4 categories. And that means multiple agents, multiple dashboards, a lot of overhead, a lot of cost in the security team. So security without unification will cost you a lot. An enterprise usually has 1,000 plus alerts per day, and they use about 280 days to contain a breach. So that's why, because they are using siloed security. The more you unify your security, the less time you will spend, the less cost you will need for teams and so on. Now, your cybersecurity strategy for 2023 should gravitate around 3 words. Less is more, but without any compromise of your security posture, guys. So that's why we at Heimdal can offer 9 products over here. These 9 products, as you can see on the page and as you can download from the data sheets that we have in the handouts, all connect to one unified threat console and all are managed from one dashboard. So you basically do not skip on your security posture, but at the same time you skip on the time consumed and so on.